Oh my god, okay. Hi. I had the sudden, like, urge to basically film a music video, but I don't have music and I don't know anything about music. So, a year ago, I had an idea, a very ambitious idea. I wanted to make a music video before making the music. And despite the fact that I've never finished a musical project before, I thought it was a brilliant idea. I was excited about this idea. I have my beautiful space notebook, and I've been playing around with like the idea in my head for a while, but until I realized just how massive of a project that would be. On paper, it was fine. I made a mood board, I filmed some footage, and I even asked for help to film some stuff outside. Ooh, hi! I hate vlogging, but hey, we're here. I just want to share something. I've done a storyboard. Don't mind the drawings. I'm not exactly good at drawing, especially when it comes to this. I don't. Anyway, so now the only thing that's left is filming. I have my cat here for emotional support. Want to see something that's wild? My beautiful homemade setup. It's so weird. Look. And I don't know. Look. It's yeah. I don't know if it's gonna work, but hey, we're trying something new here. Is it focusing? Okay. Today is shooting day, and it's the outdoor scene that my brother is helping me with, and I'm kind of nervous. I don't know why, because mainly I think it's because I'll have to be in public. Like, there's a chance that people might see me film, you know, and in a way it's kind of cringe. But at some point I even made some 3D assets for this project, and then I froze. There were some things that I didn't know how to do, so I turned to tutorials. And even after watching set tutorials, it just wouldn't work the way I pictured it in my head. Okay, I'm going to share something because it's a little bit embarrassing, but hey, we have to talk about it because it's part of the process. Focus. So I've been editing, and I think that I will have to reshoot the indoor scenes because I'm not satisfied with it, and it looks very awkward and cringy. And I think because I was like kind of embarrassed to do anything. First of all, that you can see here, you can see like the white space, and it's not that difficult to put it away, but I wanted to do something really cool, like where I'm just, you know, this, but if I turn down the opacity, it's just weird. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, we will have to reshoot this, but it's fine because that just means that I get to improve myself, so nice. But the outdoor scene looks really good, so it kind of looks cool. Like, honestly, I think my brother did an awesome job at like being the cameraman. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's what's happening right now for the outdoor scenes. I will tweak it a little bit, but like that's the general idea for it. And honestly, I really like this outdoor scene the most, so yeah. It wasn't good enough for the idea that was in my brain, in my mind. And it wasn't good enough for the impossible standards I put upon myself. So I took a break. I figured that I could work on it again when I had a clear head. Weeks passed and I moved on to other easier projects. And I let this massive project collect dust on my computer. I was afraid to pick it back up again and fail again at solving the issues within this impossible project. And worse, I was dreading the second part of the project, especially considering how personal this whole project felt. Now this is the scene with the scream that will go into the frame. I want to have a full body shot, but I don't know how I'm gonna do that because my room is not that big. But that's a problem for future me. So I don't see anything. Okay. Oh, it's lopsided. Okay, take full of the scream. Logically, I know that not every single one of my projects will be a masterpiece. It's not physically possible, but it still sucks when you have a great idea in your head, but your skills are not at the level it should be to be able to make said project. I was afraid to be disappointed in myself. I was afraid of not being happy with the project itself, with the process and with the end result. The process of making it was making me feel frustrated. And I tried not to think about it, but there's this thing that happens in your brain when things are left unfinished. And it holds a little space there, just hovering, remaining there. Because, yeah, I never deleted this project because I was like, what if I return to it eventually? I think starting something creative and not finishing it is a very common practice amongst creative people, and we tend to see it as a failure. I certainly felt like it, but thinking about it now makes it feel a little bit less scary. It was too ambitious. I had a vision for something that, in hindsight, felt too big to be made back then. A year ago, I was just starting to make 3D art, and I was heavily relying on tutorials. A year ago, I was still very uncomfortable in front of a camera. And a year ago, I was very much afraid to sing. Wild. I was even afraid to sing by myself because the brain does crazy things. So how could I have been able to make a music video before making the music a year ago if I had all of these unresolved issues personally? And realistically speaking, if I had pushed myself even further and it would have made me feel like shit, it would have probably sent me back several years in a bigger fear that I'm working on. What I'm trying to say is that this unfinished project already felt like a failure before I had the time to continue working on it and to analyze why I stopped working on it. I was afraid to not be good enough, but I was still struggling with believing that I am deserving of being seen. I don't think that I will be finishing this project. Not in the way that it was intended to be, at least. I feel, looking back now, that the message that I was trying to share was not as strong as I expected it to be. Ironically, I am finding a purpose for this scrapped project through this video. So I suppose it counts for something. If you have an unfinished project or a story that you keep somewhere else, like you have not touched it in a while, if it's an art piece that is still on an easel or hidden somewhere out of shame under your bed, know that it doesn't mean that you failed. Sometimes we get excited over an idea and then we realize that perhaps that idea was bigger than we thought or bigger than our skill set. That's not wrong. That just means we learned where our limit was at the time. There's still place to grow, and we can use this unfinished project as a guide. Where did you stop? Why did you stop? Would you ever go back to this project? If not, why do you keep it? Yeah. Good questions. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. This is content. Me exposing myself. Where did you stop? Why? Where? What? Huh?